So to add a rickrack embellishment to any binding you're doing, you want to cut 4 pieces of rickrack the length of each of your sides. So we're just showing this on a small project, but if you were working with a big quilt, you would have much longer lengths of rickrack. So you just want to align your rickrack with each side so that it's even with the edges. So you don't want the rickrack going over. You want the bumps of the rickrack right along the edge. You're going to do that for all 4 sides of your quilt. You can use pins to hold this in place, or if it's a smaller project like this, you might just use your hands when you take this over to your sewing machine. So now that everything's aligned, we are going to sew the rickrack in place using an 1/8 of an inch seam along the outside. Okay, so once we have our rickrack on, if your rickrack went over the ends in any way, you can just trim that off so that there's no overlap anywhere. Okay, that looks good. And now we're just going to add our binding around the outside. And because we sewed with an 1/8 of an inch, our binding, when we sew with a 1/4 of an inch, will cover up all of our stitching lines and just leave this cute little rickrack embellishment all the way around.